Good afternoon, everyone. I am Shashi Bhushan Mishra, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department and Startup Coordinator for IIC Cell P.R.Pote Patil College of Engineering and Management. We have gathered here all for trained faculty development program on innovation and entrepreneurship competencies building, which is being organized by P.R.Pote Patil College of Engineering and Management, Amravati, and ENSIN Forum, Entrepreneurship Startup and Innovation Forum, ENSIN Forum. We are glad here to have today with us Mr. Deepan Sahu, sir, Assistant Innovation Director, Innovation Cell, Ministry of Education and Government of India as our chief guest. So I welcome Mr. Deepan Sahu, sir. Welcome, sir. Again, we have with us Mr. Sanjay Jagtap, sir, Chairman of ENSIN Forum. I welcome Mr. Sanjay Jagtap, sir. Welcome, sir. We have today with us Dr. Rakhi Sharma, Entrepreneurship Educator and Mentor, Academic Aid, Jain College. So I welcome her. Welcome, ma'am. Again, I welcome our Honorable Principal Dr. D.T. Ingole, sir. Honorable Vice Principal Dr. Mohammad Zuhair, sir. I welcome all the head of the departments, the Honorable Deans, IIC Coordinator, Professor Gore, sir. I also welcome all the faculty members, research scholars, and aspiring entrepreneurs from various institutes and enterprises, and all my colleagues, non-teaching staff, ladies and gentlemen. So we have gathered here for the virtual inaugural of the Train the Trainers Faculty Development Program on Innovation and Entrepreneurship Competencies Building, with its session followed online, and the session, the complete FDP, will be conducted offline later. So now I request Professor Shailesh Thakre, sir, to please introduce Mr. Sanjay Jagtap, sir, Chairman of ENSIN Forum. Please, sir. Shailesh Thakre, sir. Please, sir.
Okay, good afternoon all. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir, you are audible. Please continue.
First of all, I welcome all of you. Sanjay Jagtap, I am going to introduce Sanjay Jagtap, sir. Sanjay sir is completed his MSc in Mathematics from IIT Madras, B Electrical Engineering from Government College of Engineering, Chandrapur. Sir is currently working as an assistant professor in mathematics at JSPM Imperial College of Engineering and Research, Pune. Sir has more than 10 years of teaching experience. Sir is experienced professional with a demonstrated history of working in higher education institutes. Sir is a chairman and director at Entrepreneurship Startup and Innovation Forum. Sir is passionate to build a strengthened innovation and startup ecosystem, promote entrepreneurial.
Your voice is breaking, Shailesh, sir, I guess.
Okay. Is it clear now, sir? Hello?
It is okay now, sir. Please continue.
Okay.
Sir, it is okay. Please continue.
Entrepreneurial cultural development in academia. Sir brings diverse stakeholders together from industry and academia to create a platform for the people who support and enable the startup ecosystem. As entrepreneurial ecosystem enabler, he provides support to several institutes for developing entrepreneurial culture among students and faculty through various innovation practices and training programs, workshop, events, conferences, and webinars. Now I ask sir to guide us.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of ENSIN Forum, I welcome you all. Entrepreneurship Startup and Innovation Forum. The journey of this non-profit Section 8 company, we start from April 2020, when the IIC online sessions were started. So we are the innovators, ecosystem enablers, and the professionals from industry and academia. We bring together and started a collaborative platform that is to objective is to create an entrepreneurial ecosystem. Now, the IS Forum is now Entrepreneurship Startup and Innovation Forum, ENSIN Forum, is a non-profit Section 8 company established with the purpose of supporting and promoting entrepreneurship, innovation, and technology development, and the creation of startups. Our aim is to create a vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem to nurture innovation and startups, provide networking and collaborative platform among all the stakeholders, and to help for the aspiring entrepreneurs for the creation of innovative startups that for the welfare of the society. We are community of innovator, ecosystem enablers, startup mentors, incubators, and the professionals from industry and academia who are passionate about to strengthen the innovation and startup ecosystem at the academic institutions. Our focus is to fostering innovation and entrepreneurship among the stakeholders in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. And mainly we focus to identify, nurture, and support the budding entrepreneurs for the creation of startup by facilitating various support services. Presently, we are mentoring education and training, providing support, virtual incubation programs. We have experienced advisory board members since the IES from beginning to till they are guide us. And with their guidance, we are now as registered as a non-profit Section 8 company, and definitely it will help us our future progress. ENSIN Forum main objective is to set up an incubation center to create a vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem to carry out the development of the research and innovation, entrepreneurship, and the creation of startups by providing services such as mentoring, education and training, incubation support services, providing networking and linkages, and access to the funding. To provide and synergize among the academic community, industrial establishments, startup companies, research and development institutions, and other stakeholders, and the innovators group to function in collaborative mode to foster and accelerate the growth of innovation and entrepreneurship culture in academic institutions and the schools, where we can provide all kinds of support services to the incubation centers, EDC, startup and innovation cells. To inculcate passion and spirit of project-based learning among the students and the faculty, develop their skills, and they should choose the entrepreneurship as a career option. We provide for the early stage startups necessary guidance, advisory and technical support, and the incubation services. So with this brief, I will the main objectives and the ENSIN forum. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That was the introduction of ENSIN forum, that is Entrepreneurship, Startup and Innovation. So we are holding this FDP in association with it. This is the first venture, and we have already planned this FDP, the first session being organized today. So this session will be delivered by Mr. Deepan Sahu, sir, the Assistant Innovation Director, Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell, AICT. So I'd like to begin with the introduction of Sir. Shri Deepan Sahu, sir, is a development professional with more than 10 years of expertise in policy design and implementation in the areas of innovation and in higher educational institutions of India. He is currently assistant.
I think there is somebody
of Education.
requesting everybody to please mute yourself.
He holds an undergraduate degree in fishery science from Sri Venkateshwara Veterinary University. He had completed his first master's degree in MBA in rural management from KIIT University. He has completed his second master's degree in development policy from Korea Development Institute, a South Korean government policy think tank. He is associated with AICT since 2017 and is a core member of the implementation team for National Innovation and Startup Policy for higher educational institutions. He plays a lead role in designing and implementation of number of other major institutional policy initiatives such as Patil ranking of institutions of innovation achievement, Institutions Innovation Council, MBA in Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Venture Development, International Acceleration Program for Early Stage Startups. He manages a portfolio of various programs which are being implemented under AICT startup policy in academic institutions in AICT. So we are fortunate enough that within a very short period of time, Shri Deepan Sahu sir, he accepted our request and agreed to be the guest of honor, to be the chief guest and address this session. One thing I'd like to add on my side, it is in Nagpur, in the regional meet, we are four professors from our institutions who had heard Deepan Sahu sir there, and we are really inspired by his words. So now, without wasting any further moment, I request Shri Deepan Sahu sir to please guide us, sir. Please, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So just correct me if my voice is going clearly or not. Somebody has to confirm it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It
We
is
can
clear
hear you.
and
Yes, is clear.
Okay. Okay. So I understand this is your first venture to start with some FDP program, and also I have gone through the title, and it is quite fascinating. It is a train the trainers. That means your objective is now not to just orient the faculty members, but to create a pool of trainers. Those are going to inspire and train other members. So it is kind of a one step forward. I think your forum is uh, setting a target, and it's a good initiative. That's why I will first appreciate and congratulate Sanjay Jagdap and also the principal, Professor DT Angles ji and Rakesh Sharma ji and all the members. Those are coordinating and organizing this workshop. And coming down to this FDP program, it is on innovation, entrepreneurship, competencies building. So it is again, you are focusing very narrowly, but it is very, very important aspects where actually majority of the faculty members are missing. So, or they are lacking. So this part is again, it's a very good initiative and intervention that you are planning. And also, I think I've gone through the whole module, and in that module, it is addressing each and every aspect of an innovation entrepreneurship development, specifically this business model canvas and opportunity realization. So it was properly planned. So I will again congratulate Sanjay Jagdap and his team that you are working continuously and improving your quality of services and trying to meet the expectation of the academia and institutions uh, and trying to deliver the quality service. So this is a kind of a good job you all are doing, and please keep continue this kind of effort on regular basis so that it not only it will motivate, it will not inspire you all, also it will inspire other institutions, other faculty members, so that everybody will develop their orientations and positive connotations towards the innovation and entrepreneurship. This is the what our country is expecting from our educational institutions and especially the faculty members. If I will highlight upon the what is the current strength of our country, especially the skilling is actually very, very less. So as per a study, international study, the report says that compared to the other developed countries, in our country, the skilling rate in graduate or postgraduate students is around 4%. That means those are graduating after the graduation, hardly less than 4% or around 4% of graduate students, they go for upgrading their skills, be it a industry specific skill or any kind of skill. So this very low level of skilling rate in our country, it is very difficult to leverage the opportunity of aiming for the advanced country or a $5 trillion economy by 2025 or an advanced country by 2047 is not going to materialize, because India is one of the youngest nation. We have more than 60% of workforce are young. But if you will see about the skill level is actually it is completely disappointing. And now our education system is to be equally blamed. Also at the individual level, so you are equally responsible that you are not aspire to become a big. We are not seeing a bigger picture rather than we are restricting ourselves with a very kind of a focused and narrow-minded career choice. That is how also we have to blame ourselves that as an individual also we are responsible for that. But anyway, as per NEP 2020, now it is everything changing. And since the Ministry of Education has started this innovation cell, also you are trying to bring the changes in our educational institutions, especially in the students, in faculty members. And we are giving them a bigger picture to think big, to act big, and also to come out from the comfort zone of only teaching and learning, but to learn so many other new skills, new areas, new disciplines, new domains, and acquire the new skills and knowledge, so that they will perform not only as a teacher, or they will also perform a hybrid role of mentor, innovator, startup founder, and also they can act as an enabler of something kind of things. That's why this we are doing since last 3.5 years. And in last 3.5 years, if you will, the number of institutional innovation councils we have established, it was started with 400. And today, if you will go and check the number of IICs established, it has crossed more than 5,500. That means the number of IICs is now increasing every day, in every month and every year. So it is a very good sign. But if I will say how many IICs today is around 5,500, but how many higher education institutions we have is around 60,000. So out of 60,000 institutions, only 5,500 institutions have Institutional Innovation Council. So if you will see this gap, it is again too huge, too large. But in 2017, it was only 400, or there is no such kind of councils. But if you will see from that journey, it is encouraging. But if you compare with the total population of the higher education institution, then I think still there is a long ways to go, and there are so many things to make, and completely the area is open for each and everybody to come and play and contribute towards this development. So this is the one thing actually I have to highlight. And the second thing I'm going to highlight is the innovation ambassadors. So while developing this innovation councils, actually we need the faculty members, the student members to come forward and to drive this ecosystem. But if you will see the kind of experience, kind of education qualification, actually it is not aligned with the innovation and entrepreneurship requirement. That's why more than 98% of faculty members, those are deployed in these educational institutions, they are only good with the technology development or R&D or publications or teaching and learning, but they are not getting into the zone of mentoring, innovation, commercialization of intellectual properties, technology transfer, industry consultancy, then innovation development, then for the startup or venture creation. That part is completely dividing. So, but we can't build, we can't imagine, we can't dream for a vibrant and dynamic startup ecosystem in these educational institutions by excluding these faculty members. That's why we have started this Innovation Ambassador Training Program, because we have to gradually and on a phase-by-phase manner, we have to also start upgrading their mindset, their orientation, their awareness level, their skill set, and their involvement and their practice in innovation and entrepreneurship domain. That's why this Innovation Ambassador Training Program, we are converting after a basic level of training, after the advanced level of training. They are now getting engaged into innovation and entrepreneurship promotion and support related activities, and they're also helping in driving the campus innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem and IIC activities in the campuses, and they're acting as a mentor, verifier, and so many multiple roles they are performing. So this is a very good sign that at present more than 20,000 faculty members of these IICs, they have received the first level training, and we have created aspiration in their mind that post training they have to perform certain volunteer activities as an expert rather than as a coordinator. No doubt they are playing the role of coordinator, but we want to see them as an expert to delivering the expert talks and influencing and motivating the other people like student and faculty members from their own institute, from outside the institute, from schools, from community. So they have a different variety of roles they can play as an expert rather than as coordinator. They are as a coordinator, they are already good. They are doing so many coordination activities. So that is one step again, escalating their role and contribution to the society and to the institute. That as for the topic you are highlighting upon, and I am also great supporter of this competency development title, because I believe for each and every individual has three things they have to focus more on. The first is the attitude, or the attitude and the behavior level. So every individual, be it a faculty or a student or is a ordinary the person in our country, every person should have the attitude and positive attitude towards innovation and entrepreneurship. This attitude development is first development. We should accept the innovation. We should accept that innovation and entrepreneurship is the core of their strategy or core of their action or core of their implementation. So developing the positive attitude is first, but that attitude will come with awareness, with the information. If you have no seamless flow of the information, and if you will not create the awareness, in this attitude will not develop. This attitude will be limited. So to have this attitude, positive attitude, there should be a flow of information and awareness level. Once the person is equipped with well attitude, then the next thing they have to focus is on ability. That is called skill or the training. Through training, they have to develop the ability to, and when I say attitude, and one of the indicator of attitude is called opportunity seeking. That means problem solving. Problem solving and opportunity seeking are the attitude. It is indication of the good attitude. And once you have the problem seeking mentality and problem solving mentality and opportunity seeking mentality, then it has to be reflected in the work. That's what we call ability. And the ability is called skill, or the kind of knowledge you have acquired through training or through participation in many activities or the programs or through experiential learning. Now you have to convert this opportunity seeking to opportunity realization. That means the opportunity you have identified, you have to convert into a thing, something like a to realize it. So this ability is the skill set and knowledge of an individual to convert the opportunity seeking to opportunity realization. And through this process, the third component is called aspiration. Aspiration means individual can visualize a bigger picture, what they are doing now, where they stand now, and through which path they will reach to a bigger goal, or they can see a bigger target or be a kind of a vision that they want to achieve in the next 5 or 10 years down the line. So this aspiration, creation of aspiration in the every individual's mind is also very, very essential. That means when we are seeing the competencies, it focuses on 3 levels: attitude level, ability level, and also the aspiration level. That means we have to design our curriculum, we have to design our programs in such a way that it will influence, it will trigger at each and every these 3 levels of the individual. Now comes to the what kind of competencies. If I will say competencies, then opportunity realization is definitely, opportunity seeking and opportunity is definitely one type of competencies. Everybody should know it, and they should know the design thinking principle. They should know the problem solving approaches, how to identify the problem, how to develop the solution through a teamwork, and how to apply the design thinking principle to.
Hello, sorry to intervene. I'm not able to hear you, sir. Are others able to hear?
Yes, we are able to hear Deepan sir. He's quite clear and visible.
Very comfortable. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Continue.
Okay, so one is called one of the competencies, definitely the problem solving and the opportunity seeking and kind of things. The next competencies they should acquire, and they should make sure that they have this ability is called risk management or uncertainty management, because entrepreneur journey is never just a comfort assignment, and they have to deal with so many uncertainties. They have to deal with so many risks. So managing the risk and managing the uncertainties through information, through logical way is also another competencies they should focus on. And the third focus of the third thrust area of the competencies is called leadership or the team building. You can't do alone. So you have to make a team, or you have to build a like-minded person or with different skill set and different kind of a mentally different complementary skills or supplementary skills, so that you will accomplish the assignment. So team building, leadership capability or the leadership ability is also one of the competencies that that is required. And the fourth one, what I believe, is called resource management. Like you have to manage, you should have the ability to identify the resources existing somewhere and anywhere, and the resources are remaining ideal. How you are going to utilize these ideal resources or existing resources, so that you will mobilize these resources, be it a financial, be it a human resources, be it a technical resources, be it any kind of resources, be it environmental resources, and how you're going to utilize it. And you have the capacity to devise a scalable and sustainable model, because if you will only just able to create something which is just for a short lasting, then I think there is no use. So whatever the solution or whatever the model or what are the interventions you are going to plan, that should be a sustainable or that should be a scalable one. So these components, if you will make sure, then definitely I think you will prepare a holistic and inclusive development not only within you, also you will also create a similar kind of environment where you live in, and also you can influence others to follow the same path. Ultimately, you will set yourself as a role model for each and every one. So that is the whole the things in a very nutshell. So thank you for giving me the opportunity. I think in the this short time, whatever the things I can that I have delivered.
Hello. Very nice of you, sir.
Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Sir, good afternoon, dignitaries. Myself, Umeshwar, a convener of this IIC. Sir, we have just established our IIC in the month of April. And I'm very proud to say that we have almost every tab in that IIC portal. So related to that, one query is regarding that IIC portal. So what should be the role of IIC in Atal school linkage? That is my question to you, sir. Deepan, sir.
Okay, I think this is not the right forum, but anyway, I will answer it in a very short. Actually, now when you set up this IIC in the higher education institutions, no doubt you are trying your best to create the ecosystem in your institute, but higher education institution also has the responsibility to establish a good connection and establish a bridge with the school education. So there is a continuity of the development, right? That's why we have started this School Innovation Council and Atal Tinkering Lab establishment in school level, and IICs are now have to play the role of mentor role to identify at least 3 School Innovation Council or the 3 ATL labs, and they have to provide mentoring supports to this ATL or SICs. So we have just done the matching part, and from this IIC 5.0 part, the mentoring activities like mentor-mentee in IIC, we have also created a mentor-mentee portal for IIC and ATL, and through that guided activities, they have to perform certain things. And the Ministry of Education and Atal Innovation Mission of Niti Aayog, we are collaborating, and we are trying to make sure that school and higher education system go together and in parallel, so that there will be a continuity of the education and behavioral and aspirational development, also ability that whatever the holistic development of innovation and entrepreneurship can be achieved. So that is what the purpose of linking IICs with ATLs.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I am Nilesh Hopre from Yukti portal. I want to ask one question, sir.
So I think it's you are asking beyond the question. So actually, I
got the opportunity to talk with you. So I think that.
No, I think Surender is your zonal in charge, WRO zone, and he is very proactive in answering the questions.
Fine.
So please call him. Please bother him.
Sure.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I will call to the Surender, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Hello. I have one question on my side. Hello, sir. It is something that, as per our understanding, means general understanding, that curiosity, then creativity, and risk taking, these are some of the competencies in innovation. So, how do we associate risk taking and how do you minimize it? So, what we can say about it? Listen.
See, I don't know that I have already taken so many sessions on how to manage the risk, because actually, see, there are 2 things. Let's understand in a very simpler way. Now, there are 2 types of risk, right? Risk is one is risk aversiveness, one is necessarily risk aversiveness, and another is called risk taking, right? So those persons take risk is called risk taking. Those persons avoid risk is called risk aversive. Okay. So risk aversive is actually because you have no information. Either you are fear of the taking risk, or you are in a very comfort zone, or you have no ability to do it. That's why you are avoiding. That's called risk aversiveness. Coming to the risk taking, actually, again, there is a subtype of risk taking. One is called gambler. Those take risk without understanding the whole situation. They just directly jump into the sea, and after that, they are not very sure that they will die or they will live, and they just put all resources without understanding where to go, what to go. They have not much clear their goal and the strategy. They have no information. That is called gambler. So risk taking with gambling attitude, it should be avoided. Next is called risk taking, where it's called with logic, with research, with information, with expert advice, with your own homework, you have to take the risk. So it is the principle says that when you take risk with lots of information, with back information, with research, with the expert talk and with validation, your risk uncertainty part get reduced. And now when unknown risk convert into known risk, then there is a risk is managed. That's why your everybody's attitude and approach should be converting unknown to the known one. So once you will convert unknown to known one, that means you will be better in a position to manage the risk. That is what the principle I am saying.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. That was really a very good explanation, because that means you have to be prepared first. You have to make sure you have done a lot of study research, and then you are diving into something. So that is how you can associate with it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Again, if anyone is having any questions, you can please ask, because he is there with us. He is definitely there to answer us. So many things you can easily get the answers from me. If anyone is having any questions, please.
Okay, Mr. Rajiv, we will continue our
Chat box.
schedule, rest of the schedule. Yeah. Chat box also they can share. And at the end of this program, we will share that question to respected Dipanji. That would be fine.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So on behalf of the P.R.Pote Engineering College as a principal, once again, I thank you very much.
Thank you. Namaste.
So,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for guiding us with inspiring words. And thank you for your query solving sessions, where so many things they are being cleared to us. Because we have also heard you, sir, in the IRC regional meet at Nagpur in Raison University. We four professors there. So there we have also heard you. So that really inspired us. And coming back, we have made a report, a brief report on it, a study that how and what needs to be exactly implemented. So that was really, again, very fortunate and glad to have you here. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for this extremely practical and really helpful guidance on innovation, entrepreneurship, all the things. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Deepan sir, just quick 30 seconds. I just want to say one thing. I mean, you spoke about design thinking, problem solving, risk management, uncertainties and competencies and leadership. So one of the things which we look at as a gap, because since 2007, I'm working in the field of entrepreneurship. The first person who can bring a change at the grassroots level is the teacher. And which is precisely a reason when we thought of this, we said train the trainers, because whatever, everything is done, but if we have to bring a change, the teachers can bring a change. So the purpose of this workshop is that every attendee who will be attending this workshop should have an outcome of an entrepreneurial thinking. Because if they believe and they can have that kind of change in perspective, they'll be able to do that.
Yes.
So
Yeah. You are
really
right. You are right.
Appreciate, sir, all your things. And another thing is, on a Saturday, you accepted this invite. We really appreciate your commitment towards entrepreneurship. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was a very wonderful, excellent session by Deepan Sahu, sir. Now, to continue the program further, I'd request our Honorable Principal, Dr. D.T. Ingole, sir, to please guide us. Please, sir.
Actually, we are eagerly waiting after Deepan Sahu, Dr. Rakeshji also. So I'll not talk much about this one. So already we are in a process of completing the MOU with a very dynamic forum, ENSIN. So after completion of the MOU, we'll having the lot of similar type of the programs, and I hope that, I hope that the Pote Engineering College and the ENSIN will definitely groom the various activities. So now we are very eager to listen the lot of things from the Dr. Rakhi also. So I request I'm first of all thankful to Professor Sanjay, Dr. Raki, Professor Sopan also, who has taken a lot of efforts to bring this forum, leverage this forum, as well as to consider our request for the MOE also. So I take this opportunity to thank you, and I request Dr. Raki to proceed and guide us regarding the basic aspect of today's webinar. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ingle sir. We really appreciate your advice, your guidance, and your association and mentoring when we look at these kind of activities. In absentia, I want to thank Deepan sir also, who has brought in a lot of perspectives. So just quickly reviewing, what are we talking about when we say this FDP? So there was a lot of thought process which is put in between, the principal sir and the ENSIN forum in ensuring that we bring grassroots level changes, and which is why it is, the name also has been designed as Train the Trainers program. So so the purpose here is that every faculty who attend should have a change in a thinking perspective. So it is a two-way communication. So it is no more the entire FDP is planned in such a way so that it is more of a two-way communication, which means we will immerse faculty into a kind of an entrepreneurial environment. So they will go through the things which we expect our students to go through when we want them to have an entrepreneurial journey or learn how to do it. So that's how the entire FDP has been planned. The few things which we talk about, the first part we will start with on why entrepreneurship education. So when we say, many times we always talk about entrepreneurship is required for the country, for the world, for everybody. So that is one part definitely we are going to talk about. But there's another element which is very important, is what is in it for you. That means we are talking about what is in it for the academic faculty, right? What is in it for it? So it's like, everybody needs a purpose. It is not only because of an educational institute we are doing this, we are also doing it for our personal growth. So here we are going to bring in some of these cases of the faculties who have been successful and are doing very well because they chose a path of entrepreneurship education. So again, that's one part of the FDP where we talk about, because if we give a purpose to all of us, that is very, very important. So a benefit to all these stakeholders. Of course, student is an important stakeholder, institute is an important stakeholder, our government is an important stakeholder, even our faculty is also an important stakeholder. So the faculty also will get a purpose out here in terms of their personal growth else also. The entire FDP has been designed keeping in mind experiential learning. So sometimes there we talk about lecture, and we are so glad that English sir was very keen that we want this FDP to be in an offline mode, because the real impact is very, very important. So that was something which was very thought about there. So the purpose here is experiential learning, and we are focusing more on an outcome. So anybody who attends should take away some kind of a thing. So that's where, so we are going to use a COBS experiential learning model so that we can actually train our faculty, and when these faculties go in the respective classes or do a session, they also can replicate the same thing. So whatever will be done in the FDP, you can exactly simulate in your respective classroom, and that's the purpose of it. So we talk about experiential learning, and what should it be applied in, how should you can apply it even when you're teaching anything which is related to entrepreneurship or otherwise. There's another part in the FDP we are going to talk about is, of course, there are certain assumptions we always make. Myth hum hamesha banate hain ki we always talk about certain things that only if the funding is available then I can have in startups. So those kind of myths also will be discussed in this FDP. And of course, what are the different startup success stories from different institutes also. So this is the first part when we talk about in terms of the setting the foundation. The second part of the FDP which we'll have is your self-discovery. So Deepan sir spoke about the team part. He spoke about a lot of things. So here we are going to run a kind of a personality test out there where all of the faculty, all the attendees will be able to identify their own leadership style, the kind of skills and competencies, because the title of the forum of the FDP is about building competency. So I need to understand what is my competency, what is somebody else's competencies, and how we can complement each other. So that was the second part of it, where we talk about the self-discovery. Also, important thing is here we also want to ensure and build competencies of our faculty in developing network, right? Identifying their own style and how to form a team. So that is something, because that is very, very important. Many times students come and ask, like, how should I make my team? And majority of the startups fail or maybe can't grow from an early stage to a little later stage, is because there's a problem with the team structure. So there is something. So we are going to immerse our faculty into the kind of a simulation where they can actually go through that. So that's the second part, where we talk about self-discovery, understanding yourself. One of the objective here is we talk about understanding everybody, but here we want you to understand yourself. Then we move to the next part, is idea generation. Again, it's a lot of people come with a lot of ideas. So again, we are going to go through an activity where the faculties will generate an idea, and subsequently it's not only just idea generation, identifying which idea they can actually go ahead and use that. So there are certain kind of tools which will be taught, which subsequently they can replicate in their own classes, or even they can actually help startups to see, if I'm not going ahead with a particular idea, what are the reasons? Is it the investment required? Is marketability? What is the reason? Is it technology support? What is the reason why a particular idea is not taken care of? So a lot of research part, how to go ahead with this kind of a research, how to apply 5Q framework, which will actually help me to work out and fix up certain things. So that is what we talk about here. Once the faculty will zero down on an idea which they want to grow, so one is they are going to work in groups. Then we'll take them to a business model canvas. So again, what is very important is, what is the problem you're trying to solve? How are you solving the problem? So there is a business model canvas, which they will be taught how to make it. It's basically a blueprint. And when we use one term for business model canvas, is how can you make money in today's environment? So that is the purpose of business model canvas. So it is very important, because if you can show somebody money in a venture in terms of sustainability, that is where the person gets interested. So we are going to help faculties and train how to make their business model canvas for the idea which they want to go ahead with. And they'll make their business model canvas. And subsequently, there is a presentation, teach back. We call it as teach back. So that is something. So the faculty in their respective groups will come and teach, or maybe talk about their business model canvas. So that is where they're linking the problems, they're linking the entire thought process, and that is what they will go through. So the purpose of this presentation is basically for them also to understand what students go through when they are actually doing a presentation, or what's happening out there. So that is one which is very, very important. So that's why because sometimes it happens and that's what we have noticed, that a lot of, generally also we all attend sessions and we go out, but then after that we don't know how to implement it. So that is one of the part which we intend to do here. The next one is like, and Deepan sir also suggested is design thinking. Is so again, what are the specific problems which are solved? So we already have design thinking for customer delight. Somebody who's going to give us money, who would like to buy a product or a service, am I actually solving a problem? How my project is user-centric? And all of us must have experienced that there are so many people who are in love with their own idea and project, and they end up spending a lot of time. We want here for them to understand and apply design thinking principles, which are empathy mapping. Can I actually empathize with the user? Can I actually empathize with somebody who is willing to pay me, right? People appreciate product, but they don't buy. So I need to understand from a user perspective. So that is where we will train faculty to apply the design thinking principles for the idea for which they have created their business model canvas. So they'll create the empathy map, the customer or the user, what they see, feel, talk. If you're talking about a high-tech product where we are already investing so much time, so much research, lab work and everything, who will be the person who is willing to pay? What is the job am I trying to do for the person? How much is the pricing? So that those are the kind of principles which will be applied, so that before you are ready with your prototype or a minimum viable product, you are sure about why am I doing it. And this will be done with an activity also. There's an additional activity which will be conducted so that they understand that. All of us at some point of time, I mean, we all take risk. And risk is something like, it's inevitable. I mean, so it is important for us to know the uncertainties. There is a lot of uncertainties. We can't get out of it. We can't overcome. I mean, we can't just say there's a risk, so we can't do that. It is important to know the risk, and how to mitigate it is something which is a competency. So it is important for me to know 10 reasons why my business or a project will not do well. The purpose here is what skills I need to develop so that I can mitigate those risks. So today we talk about, it's not only financial risk, it is talent risk, it is so many other risk which is there. So we talk about enterprise risk management. So this is one area where we are going to have one session on this, which will be again the faculties, the kind of risk which is associated. And another part is how are we helping our students to learn from their failures. So it's not that even today we talk about Google. Google is plan B. Plan A Google का कुछ और था, and nobody knows about it. But अगर वो plan A नहीं होता तो plan B नहीं आता. So that's the purpose out here is we as the faculty coordinators, as faculty and the directly who are interacting with the students, it is important for us to actually see what is happening. They may fail. We have to help them in developing that resilience attitude, and which is very important. So that is something which is what we are going to do one session on mitigating risk, and that is also within activity. So again, what is an affordable loss? How risk and resilience should be dealt with? It is okay to fail. It is absolutely fine to fail. And it is better to fail in college. So have your startup in college and change the entire timeline, because the entire institute, the ecosystem is actually helping you to support, and so that you can actually learn from the failure. So that's the basic purpose. And we want to celebrate failures. It's fine. So that is one of the changing perspective we want to have as a part of the FDP program. And that is where we are. So the purpose, as I again going back to the main point, the purpose of this FDP is all the attendees should have an entrepreneurial thinking. So after the session, after the FDP, any problem they come across, anytime they do it, they have to have that entrepreneurial thinking and perspective. That's a whole core of doing this FDP, so that these trainers, when they meet their students, they meet the startups, they meet their people, they can actually pass on to the respective students and create that ecosystem. So that is overall an overview of the entire FDP. I again want to reiterate on this point that the entire FDP is in a form of simulation. It is not a lecture. Somebody is speaking and there's others who attend, and there is a folder which is made, and the folder goes in some place and nobody knows what happens. And the nice certificate we all hold and carry. It is also about everything what is taught. Immediately the faculty has to work on it and do a presentation or be a part of it. That's how the entire FDP is designed, completely on experiential learning. So that's it from my side. Thank you, English sir, for allowing me to give an overview.
Thank you very much. I think for the development of this FDP further, so I recommend that we should have a committee sort of thing. Professor Sanjay is there?
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah. So I recommend that we should have a joint committee where we can develop this. If you have that content ready-made, then I don't mind. Otherwise, what exactly train the trainer, as this is the main motto of this, so that through that joint committee we can develop the content, the right content of that, and we'll go according to that content, so that this explanation will be to the point, and we can have the schedule also according to that. That is my submission.
Yes, sir. I mean, I completely agree with you. What you're saying is because so content is something, of course, we have a content ready, but we will be happy to have a committee or the people from your end who would be happy to, like, can also help us out in some certain additional thing which can be developed and which can run with the respective faculty and keep understanding the approach of the faculty also.
And there is one more thing which is in pipeline. Our institution is going to organize this startup business project competition. So basis on the project which our final year students are submitting, and before that we will have one conference which is the purpose is to present the paper competition, which is also the based on the project which they are developed. So in the coming days, in the November or so, we'll have one conference, and in that case also, I'd like to again associate this activity with our forum once again, ENSIN, because as you rightly said that is also the part of our ecosystem. So such activity we have to conduct. So the paper presentation is the one thing, and immediately after that, probably in the month of January, we'll have a project competition. That is what I propose.
Yes, sure. I mean, noted down. We've noted down all, and then probably off the thing, we can get in touch with the committee who you appoint so that we can take these things ahead.
Professor Nanda is there? Anybody from Teklon? Anybody from Teklon? Okay. Dr. Akib, from again another submission from my side, that
Yes,
this is one of the biggest activity of our institution, named as a Techlon. The name itself that this is the technical activity where the paper presentation and various project competition will conduct. P.R.Pote is the group of the institutions other than the engineering. We have the agriculture here, we have the pharmacy, then we have the medical institution, then we have the architecture is also there. I mean, such type of the different institution. So we'll have this competition with the various domains like this, including various domains like this. So for this take-along, we propose some of the activity which are very concerned with our this innovation and entrepreneurship activity, like a startup and so on and so forth. So in that case also, I would like to request your forum to guide us regarding the selection of certain big celebrities so that we can invite them during that take-along period. You can guide. I mean, we may through yourself only. We'll again invite Professor Deepanji also for a certain session, so and so forth. So I'd like to request through this today's webinar that please guide us regarding that also in coming days.
definitely, sir.
So, okay, Mishraji, if there is any schedule, as per schedule,
Okay, sir.
is there anything pending? Otherwise,
So thank you, Dr. Rakesh Sharma ma'am, for her valuable guidance. We would like to inform all the faculty members that we are organizing an FDP, and the FDP is the trainers. The special session that today we have, it was on the competencies building, entrepreneurship and innovation competencies building. The FDP will be in a physical mode, and that will be conducted, and it will all will be informed about it. Today it was also the inaugural of that FDP session. So it was all a wonderful session again in the presence of Shri Deepan Sahu sir. So to continue further, I'd request Sanjay Jagtap sir to please present or to please ask Sopan sir to please present a vote of thanks. On my side, I am very much thankful to today's absentia Dr. Deepan Sahu sir, Mr. Sanjay Jagtap sir, Dr. Rakhi Sharma ma'am, our Honorable Principal Dr. D.T. Ingole sir, all the respected dean, head of the department, faculty members, research scholars from other institutes, and I'm especially thankful to our dynamic leadership, Honorable